Do you want to know how celebrities influence teens and why it matters? You're not alone. I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting and good communication all over the world through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about what celebrities do to our teens. In this video, we're going to talk about teen development and what we need to know about that to understand what's really happening when celebrities give certain messages or even items to our teens. And then we're going to talk about what the celebrities are doing to reach our teens and the impact it's having and what we can do about it. So we need to first start talking about teen development. Where are they at? When they are in their teen years, we've got hormones raging, which means you can totally appeal toward that type of curiosity. Love suddenly matters. But there's another thing that really matters to teens, and that is what they look like, because suddenly they're more aware of what they look like. They're having odors that they have to deal with, hair growth, and stuff. They're more aware now of what looks good and what doesn't look good, or they're trying to figure out on them what looks good and what doesn't look good. In fact, I would say that there are many teens that become very obsessed with their appearance to the point that they're wanting to be attracted to themselves, which can then make them very vulnerable for grooming in different directions away from where they've maybe been in the past. So I do think that we have to remember how impressionable our teens are. They're very impressionable. Around the age of 13, 14, this is the time where a teen decides, who am I? What does it mean to be me? And what do I want out of life? What do I think makes a person happy? They're starting to formulate some of their building blocks ideas. Now, this is a time where historically, at least in recent history, many parents have stepped back. And they have said, well, they're spreading their wings. I'm not going to get in the way. They're figuring so many things out about themselves. They just need to figure it out. And then they essentially abandon their children at a time where they are putting together their foundations for life. So it used to be back in the old days, we're talking, back in the 1700s, 1800s and before, that when children hit their teen years, suddenly the parents were more concerned about them. They would really focus on their training, teach them all of the social graces, teach them how to behave and treat other people, work with them on their compassion, humility, and sacrifice. These were key themes during those old days. It was considered horrible parenting to let your teen child just run free. A small child, whatever, they could run free, but once they got a little bit older, you would keep them more protected. You would do a lot more diligent and deliberate training. Very interesting, isn't it? So what is one other thing that I think we need to focus on with our teens when they are in the teen years is they are getting ready to launch. They're getting this feeling like I'm growing up. More dots are getting connected because their prefrontal cortexes are coming together. They're not fully formed yet, but they're starting to grow larger. They're hooking pieces together in their brain. They're feeling smarter. They're feeling like they see more. They're also seeing, okay, I can't stay a child forever. I'm going to have to figure out my plan. Now, I know some adults have decided to stay children forever. They've got like Peter Pan complex or something. They never leave their parents' house. But by and large, historically speaking, the idea is that the children will transition to adulthood, and it's a natural feeling inside that they've got to make a plan for this. They've got to figure this out. And so as they see themselves becoming older, they start to think they want to solve more of their problems and become more independent. Developmentally speaking, they are at a stage where anyone can have a massive influence on them if they decide to let that person's voice matter. For years, I did therapeutic treatment care for troubled teens. I've also raised 4 children of my own all the way to adulthood. But let me tell you something I recognized about these teens. If they came to my home in those teen years, I actually had a greater impact on them than the person who might have been raising them when they were young. I was able to, if I could have the relationship formed properly, I was able to help them see the world through my lens, through a lens of hopefully truth, of skills, of empowerment, of principles. And if they trusted me, they would take that lens. Now, the same thing happens with celebrities. Celebrities want to give their lens to the children. And if the children are left unattended, guess whose lens they take? The coolest person they could think of, the celebrity that they're watching on YouTube or on social media or in the movies. So the celebrities really can script our children during those teen years. So now what do we do about that? We're going to talk about some of the things that the celebrities are promoting to the teens and what we can do about some of this messaging that's not very great for the teens who are trying to get to adulthood. But first, do you see that button that says subscribe? Push that button now. And don't forget the notification bell so that you're notified when new content on this channel comes out. So what do celebrities do to influence our teens? They do a lot of different things. It's almost as if there's some master strategy plan for how to take over the hearts of the young people. And indeed, there might be. But if there is a master strategy plan for taking over the hearts of the young people, some people might think they're in this plan to help, but there have got to be some people who are doing it for devious means. Because everyone knows that if the heart of a child is turned toward their parents, they're going to have the greatest outcomes. A child who was raised in a really great way by a really great person, by a parent, is usually going to be a better person in society and for their family in life, and they're going to have better happiness. So our society should not be wanting to influence the teens away from the purview of their parents. But indeed, that is happening. And how are the celebrities doing it? How is Hollywood and the pop culture doing this? Well, number one thing, counterculture, right? So they're declaring the parents' culture as wrong, as outdated, as toxic. That's been going on for a long time now. I think a lot of young people want the new, the better. They want to see themselves as becoming something different, something independent of their parents. So when they're in that stage of teen development, they do think that they need to become independent of their parents, which sometimes means completely different. So they'll start testing boundaries and things that they wouldn't normally test because they feel like they have to find out for themselves how to be different. Now, if there's a good relationship there, hopefully the parent can help a child navigate through those times with having good, regular conversation. Another thing that the celebrities do, besides shifting the culture or making home culture seem bad, is they give free stuff away. So the new marketing thing is free stuff. Just so you know, below this video, there's a link to a free Calm Parenting Toolkit. That's how we market to each other, okay? Everyone wants free stuff. But because we are so materialistic and because we're so caught off guard by free, we can start teaching people anything just because they want more free stuff. Recently, I heard a news report about some celebrity. I don't even know the guy. I think he was like a rapper or something, but he told people on his social media pages that he was going to give away a free game station, like one of the new, latest, greatest game stations. So people flocked to New York City. I can't remember if it was Times Square or if it was Union Station. It might have been Union Station, but they flocked to this really populated spot in New York. There were tons of people there. They were giving away one free game station to people who had, put in something for it, and they were going to announce the winner there and give it to them there, but they had to be there. Okay, so this helps the celebrity feel like they're so popular. Well, in reality, they're just giving free stuff, and that gets people to make them look like they're popular so that then hopefully they can gain more popularity. Well, war broke out, fights, there were riots because of this guy. And the things that he teaches the young people are aggressive. No wonder riots and fights broke out just from a free thing. You gotta be kidding me. So this leads me to something else. They teach emotional entitlement. Have you seen social media? Have you watched some of the stuff here that's on YouTube? Oh my goodness, it is emotional. It is emotionally charged. In fact, that's what gets people watching it. Have you seen TikTok? It's pretty much just like Emotion Parade. That's all it is. People are like, what emotion could I have about this that people would want to watch? It's so manipulative. It's not even funny. So they are selling emotional bondage to our children. They are influencing by making them think that they should be emotionally entitled. That to be powerful is to be aggressive. To be powerful is to tear someone else down. That is wrong teaching. It goes completely against every principle of goodness that there is. But that's what they're learning, and it's all so that the celebrity can feel like they have more influence. Celebrities teach our children materialism. Oh, it's all about the stuff. If you have this stuff, then you'll be great. And then you can look this way, because of course, another thing that they teach is it's all about the looks, right? It's all about what you cut off or what you put on or how you caked it on or, how this is the way to do your makeup. Oh no, I'm not doing makeup or what. All of those things about looks and about what is supposed to be healthy, but in the end just turns out to be vanity and leads our children to becoming self-absorbed. Bad lessons, destructive lessons, lessons that put themselves in boxes and others in boxes. And by the way, as we're talking about boxes, we should be talking about the fact that the celebrities are teaching our children critical theory and Marxism. They're teaching them to put people in boxes. Oh, you're the oppressed. Well, you're the oppressor. Oh, poor you. I will help you, but I'm not going to help you because you've hurt somebody else or whatever it is. This judgment. It's all judgment. This social contention that's coming from the judgment is absolutely wild. What can we do about that? We've got to expose it for what it is, and we must keep living the truths and the principles that we know will lead our children to happiness, because when all of that boils down and implodes in their faces, they're going to need principles to come back to, and hopefully you will not have left yours for those emotional causes. By the way, causes, that's huge. The celebrities keep teaching our children they need to have a cause instead of a purpose. Those are different things. Causes are scripted by other people. They have narratives, propaganda associated with them. Purpose is unique. It comes from a higher source, and it's something that makes you want to become a better version of yourself, not just change all of the other people around you. So what can you do to help your child with that? Teach them about self-mastery, about self-government, about duty and obligation to other people, instead of having everything just be about themselves, which is another lesson that the celebrities are teaching. Everything is about you, and that means everything is not about family or about community. It's about you, the community of you. You do you. Celebrities are undermining God and goodness at a rapid pace so that children don't know where to turn to find true principles as they're navigating their life's journey. Instead, they just keep finding emotions, which is super damaging for them, emotionally as well as spiritually and physically. Celebrities do not want children to embrace taking responsibility. They want to blame other people. Another way that celebrities influence our children is by teaching them that they don't want to grow up, which also means they're never going to want to leave the house, right? Take the easy way, the path of least resistance. Boy, we could go on forever about all of the things that the celebrities are trying to tell our children that simply are not true. Now, I don't want to throw every celebrity under the bus, because there are celebrities who have noticed the problem. They are reaching out. They are trying to do something that actually is good. And I say go. Who cares if Hollywood hates you? The children, the future, they need you. And parents, they need you too. Celebrities shouldn't be the heroes. You should be the heroes. That means that you've got to control you. You've got to find the calmness, live according to the principles and the skills, and I can help with that. In the description below this video, there is a link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit that I have, and you can have it for free if you click on the link. The link is to teachselfgov.com/toolkit. Click on that link now, get the help you need so that you can be calm and be the voice that your children will listen to. Because if you're out of control, they will think of you as irrational and outdated, even though they're the ones being so emotional most of the time. You've got to pull it in, be self-governed, be powerful. Get the Calm Parenting Toolkit today. I'll see you there.